Hello and welcome back to another episode of the 3 Up 3 Down podcast. I'm your host Cam Smith, and tonight is a very special night. I talked about this in our last episode about kind of. We hinted at it that things were coming with the podcast. If for our audio listeners you can't see, but those on YouTube, you can see the two guys sitting next to me tonight. We are actually in person, a live podcast tonight. Going forward, there's going to be some changes. I will no longer be the host. The two next to me will be your new hosts, and let me introduce them to you now. Brian Hunter and Quentin Meyer. Thank you guys for joining me tonight.
How's it going, Cam?
Oh, it's going great. How are you guys?
Doing good.
Can't complain too much.
Yeah, we're getting ready for holiday season coming up in about 2 weeks. We got Christmas, so a lot of things going on. But what better way to kind of start this transition than right before and kind of right in going into the new year and getting ready for season 5. But like I said, these two will be your new host, co-host. First off, I want to thank Rory for. I don't even remember how long me and him have been doing the podcast, but
as long as I can remember.
Yeah, so I know me and Adam did it for a while. But Rory, thank you. I really appreciate all the help you did with this podcast and doing the co-host with me. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Both of us have a lot on our plate.
But we don't. We don't. Yeah. You ain't got kids, and my kids are self-sufficient.
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't have kids.
Exactly. So that's kind of why we wanted to do something different. These two brought the idea to me, and I think it's going to be a great idea going forward. Get me out of here. I know you guys are probably tired of hearing my voice all the time, just a little bit. But no, I think this is going to be a good change for the podcast and allow me to free up my schedule a little bit. I'm already starting to work on a lot of things for season 5, so we'll get into why they're kind of taking over here in a little bit. But first off, we'll do 3 different segments tonight, just like we always do. I've talked to these two; they want to keep kind of the same format. Obviously, they're going to have the changes, which I'm very excited to hear. This is going to be a podcast I get to listen to now. I don't have to listen to myself. So going to be fun that way, but keep the 3 up, 3 down the same. Yep. So 3 different segments if you don't know, if you're a first-time listener. But our first segment tonight, it'll be my final interview. So my final interview with these two, and then we're going to flip the script, and they're going to interview me in our second half, our second segment. And then to wrap it up, it'll be kind of just these two shooting the shit. And kind of what you guys can expect from these two going forward and their kind of plans. So, anything else before we really get into it? You guys want to say anything?
Let's get into it. I'm excited.
This has been months in the coming, and kind of weeks of planning and just some thought processes. And I mean, things change, and let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Very excited. Let's start with that. Let's start with. So my first question is, where did you guys come up with the idea to pitch this to me? I know we talked about it on the way to, it was either on the way to or the way back from UWIFs. We had a long, 13-hour drive. Yeah. One of the funnest car rides on the way back for sure, which maybe we'll get into. But how did the idea of you two coming together to start this?
So I think it actually started about 6 months ago. I mean, in all honesty, when, you catch a lot of flack, right?
A little bit.
It starts, everybody's starting to chirp about when we get another podcast, blah, 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 blah. And I think I jumped in on it and was like, Q was just randomly sitting next to me.
Yeah.
And I literally go, when are you going to let me and Q just take it over?
Love it.
And he goes, yeah. I go, do you even know what you just volunteered for? And he goes, I love it. So we kind of jumped into it. But, I mean, as, like you said, as we were getting closer to UWIFs and everything and talking about the car ride, just kind of, it started plotting and planning and ideas and kind of keeping everything a go. And we kind of was a mild hostile takeover, I'll say that. Mm-hmm. But, just kind of, you already do so much as it is. So, let's pull one damn thing off your plate.
Yeah, and then, absolutely.
We can have some fun, put some new voices to it, do some things a little different. Yeah. And just kind of just add something to the league other than just playing and batting a combined 168.
That's a funny stat. That's funny.
I don't know.
That's funny. Yeah. But no, I think that's one thing. obviously it's no secret. Me and Rory had a big layover from our last 2 episodes. There's a big gap in the middle there. It's hard. I mean, he's working late overtime, especially during the season where there's just a lot going on. I love doing the podcast. It is one of my favorite things. I love talking about Wiffleball. Obviously, it's a big passion of mine. Everybody knows that. So it's bittersweet that I'm stepping away from this side. Obviously, like I'm sure if you guys ever need anything, I can hop back in every once in a while. I mean,
we'll get into that a little bit more.
Yeah, so it'll be fun, but yeah, we just had too much on our plate where we couldn't get you guys the episodes that you wanted. So big reason why we're switching over.
We can.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll start here with Q. Q, what do you think going into this is going to be your kind of biggest contribution to the podcast?
I think it's going to be my boldness. I have pretty much a lot of the time in the world. Again, I'm not married. I don't have kids. I just work full time. That's about it. But I think being straightforward with every team, like even for my own team, the Mojo, the now reigning defending champions. Feels so good to say that. So good to say that. But
it does. I've
being,
had that twice.
Just being, hoping my contribution and my opinions that I can, spit out onto this podcast can, light fire under the asses of some people and get a lot more people pumped up for the season.
It's one thing, I'm really looking forward to as well, is especially going into season 5. It's a big season, 5 seasons. I still can't believe it. And honestly, it's baffling to me. It feels like it was just yesterday when we started this, and we're already going into season 5. But no, just getting everybody hyped for the season, keeping everybody hyped throughout the season is another thing too. I feel like we kind of lacked, at least on my aspect, lacked there last year. I think the rain, some of the holidays, we just kept getting pushed off. The season kept getting longer and longer and later and later. I think it was just a little tough and to keep everything going. Ultimately, I feel like last season was a really good success. But maybe now that you guys have a more a better plan going into the season, maybe that will keep the excitement up and with everything going on and keep everybody invested and intrigued in the league all year long. So very excited about that. Go ahead.
Not to cut you off or anything that way, but having, if we could have done it, in a perfect world, and obviously we can sit there and say it, because I think honestly, truly, you would want to. Yeah. Having more regular episodes, more content to be pushed out there, even during downtimes and stuff, drives more people to come watch us.
Yes, absolutely.
Us. Right. We're at an age now, like, let's use Colby.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was the first kid, wonder kid to come in, kid from the league. Now with Colby getting, 15, starting to pay attention, other kids, the field's starting to pop again. Coming out of COVID, more people out there seeing everything. We're kind of getting our name out there and kind of keeping that going. We're adding that content to where it can be pushed through, to where we're not manufacturing stuff to put out there just because we feel like we have to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now we can have fun.
Yep.
Just
absolutely.
fun with this. Just kind of a little extra top of the cake.
Yeah, it is funny. The other day, so we did our podcast it was like a week or 2 ago, and my wife's like, "What are you doing a podcast for? It's not Wiffleball season." That's the best time to do the podcast is when it's the off season, because there's a lot of us, me in particular, I want Wiffleball all year long. I want to talk about it. I want to listen to different podcasts about it. I listen to MLW's podcast every week. Anytime that there's a national podcast, not anytime because there's certain ones I don't listen to, but if it's regarding anything that like we do, national tournaments, local tournaments, stuff like that, I'll listen to. So it's always fun, and then just getting, especially like our rookies coming in. This is a good opportunity for them to listen, not only get to know you guys, but get to know the league side of everything and get an excitement coming in as rookies and what to look forward to, which, looking ahead, another stacked rookie class. I mean,
oh my gosh. This one...
Unbelievable already. I think we're still sitting at 13 registered players.
13 as of... Sunday night?
Yeah, and I just made another post today about registering. So I know there's a couple guys that I've reached out to who are very interested in signing up. That's only going to make it even better. So,
keep it quiet. Got it. Cool.
it's no. They're going out, but it's going to be another really good rookie class. And I mean, it's sitting here. It's December 10th, and we're getting close to the draft. I mean, a month away, a little over
away from spring training.
A little over a month away from spring training, and then a month and a half away from the draft. So it's time to get rolling. Captains are all excited. Brian, that'll be a question for you. Is as a new captain, so congratulations as the new captain of the Thunderbirds. Andrew Nichols stepping down as the captain. I love Andrew to death. I've known him since we were in middle school. And I think this would be good for him. I think he will be the first to tell you that he was not ever really wanting to be that captain type role. He just wants to come, hang out with his friends, drink some Busch Light, and throw hard and hit bombs. And now he can do that. And now that you're taking over, what's kind of your outlook for this season, and what's your excitement level with this brand new team that you've already built up really strong?
Yeah, I mean, the Thunderbirds as a core, I mean, they are second in all. I mean, they are, in the last 3 years, out of their last 3 years that they've been up. I mean, they're second in wins, only to the Mojo, I think.
They should have 3 division titles.
Right. I mean, the core of what Andrew built when Andrew took over that team. I mean, it was built off one principle: show up, have fun, gonna win.
Yep.
That was it.
Absolutely.
And I mean, I'm speaking for him, but I mean, if I was to ask him, I'm pretty sure that's what he'd tell me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't want to rock the boat. I mean, in all reality, me coming in, it doesn't change anything. Literally looking at the stats, you can look at the black and white. Every one of their hitters, except for I think 1 or 2, were better at the plate than I was last year. And me coming off surgery, I'm not going to be 100% when the season starts, but working my way back, it allows me to sit back and just to kind of watch and have fun and kind of tinker and play a little bit. But I mean, in all reality, having Dom is the rookie of the year, and I know the award didn't do it now yet, but cross that bridge. But having 2 of the top 3 finalists for rookie of the year, two of the top 3 for rookie of the year.
We'll blame Jason.
Okay. Andrew was a finalist for being manager of the year.
Yep.
And I mean, I'm taking over a team that
Foster's also rookie of the year candidate as well.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. 2 of the top 3, came from us. You beat me to the punch, but retaining Foss, retaining Dom, retaining pretty much everybody back. They were building a squad where they said they wanted to continue to have fun and play together. And who am I to blow it up?
Now, is it any different? Last year, obviously you weren't there last year on the Thunderbird squad, but they had 0 expectations last year. 0. When the power rankings came out, those ranked from our front office, it was Kings at the bottom, Thunderbirds at 7. There's a lot more expectations now from the Thunderbirds. Does that kind of put any pressure? Do you think that kind of changes anything? Or is it still, hey, we're going to be the same team going in as we were last year?
I mean, the philosophy is going to be that. I mean, plain and simple, that, we're the same damn team.
Yeah. But it is always harder when there is expectation.
If the expectation is there, I mean, we'll address it. It'll be one of those things. That's kind of something where I do. And I mean, people that played with me can mildly attest to it. I don't give a shit. Plain and simple. Right? Expectations for me is I can only hold you accountable for your own actions, right? Yeah. I expect you when you're there to give it everything you got. I mean, ball is ball, right? We all been playing it. See the ball, hit the ball.
It's hard to do.
It's hard to do. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's not easy.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is the fact that they've proven where you look at the stat line for this whole entire roster already, they're fine.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, in all reality, there's no pressure. And now that if that pressure comes off Andrew, if Andrew's able to take that pressure of being front office and having to put up with that fun group chat, and he just gets to sit back and relax and just play, by all means, watch out.
That could definitely be something that helps Andrew going forward.
Yep.
As a player, he's been a very good player since he's really been in the league. Maybe he had somewhat of a down year the past 2 years on his pitching side in the second half of those seasons.
Yeah.
But now with the addition of Foss and Dom and a high draft pick, and it hasn't been announced yet, but it'll be announced soon. maybe we'll break that news here.
I'll break it.
Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for those of you, so really kind of only the front office knows. A few people probably do know. There was a big trade in our league regarding the Season 5 draft. The Kings have traded the number 2 overall pick to the Thunderbirds for a bunch in return.
Yep.
Quite a few different draft picks. That all that stuff will be announced in a post here coming up in the next couple weeks. But how does it feel to? And we'll get to you in a second here, Q.
That's all right.
I know
We don't reigning champion.
I'm going
We
back
don't
and forth, but
stop.
I understand
We
we were
till
on
the end
here.
of the
So
second round. It's okay.
I don't pick again until 2028.
but how is that? How does that feel now, having a number 2 draft pick going into the season already with the stacked team?
So having a stacked team, I mean, you look to add. You look to add. How can you get better, right? Mm-hmm. And I mean, in all reality, when you have 3 arms like you'd have in Spencer Foss, like you have in Dom Satrowski, and how Andrew we don't have to rely on him to be an arm, and then we've got, if need be, we've got a couple of others maybe working on some things.
Yep.
So that way it can kind of be be able to be there, but to add to it to where it just takes a little bit of pressure off.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's a big piece. I mean, it's not just a build for 2025.
Oh yeah.
It's a build for 2026, 2027. It's a build, for the next 3 years to where it's a formidable opposition. Just like I'll use like example this year. If everybody was there for the Mojo and you had to go on any night against Gus and then Jaso, or you had Sam if Gus wasn't there, or the interchange, or you had Jackson and Sam. I mean, those are things that where some people hit differently because you view it a little different. But at the same time, that you don't want to do that. Yeah. I mean, now I want to build a team, and I want to be able to build it to where the point to where I'm not scared. Okay, cool, let's do this.
Yep, absolutely. I think that's everyone's goal.
Yep.
In their mind, that is definitely the goal. Being able to actually do that is a whole other thing, and it's a lot harder. But props to you for making that deal and getting one step closer to not being scared of any given night, any given week of the season. Hey, I got arms. If anybody's tired, you don't have to throw tonight. So.
Right. And I mean, the half the team. I mean, the other half of it. Rogers. He's got his 2 boys. I'm a family first guy. Plain and simple.
Yep.
It's always been. That's what it is. So if something happens, or you need to go on vacation, or anything that way, we're fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Love that. All right, Q. Big question.
Yeah.
How's it feel? Now that it's been a couple months,
Man.
How's it feel being a MO WIFF champion?
About damn time. It's about time.
Yeah.
Finally get over the hump. It's awesome. The expectations, at least this past year and the year before, 2 years ago now, I guess, it was, we went 9-8, and barely made the playoffs. Some will say that we beat out a team that might have been better in the Mambas. Mambas just missed out on the playoffs on a technicality. Yeah. In the way that it was set up. Yep. And we took the one of the best pitchers in the nation, and then the team that ended up winning the championship to pretty much the last inning. Final inning.
You had a 2-0 lead for most of that game.
Yeah, and we lost on a walk-off grand slam to Paul Pugh. It's tip your cap, tip your cap moment. I mean, then the next year we build a team, and it was like, this is the squad. The Mojo were supposed to win the championship, and all year, this is it. Yep. We're finally gonna do it. We trade for Colin Wilkerson. Heartbreak again. And so this
James Chaney.
To James Chaney. Shout out James Chaney. I mean, hell of a wiffle ball player in his own right. But
had more home runs than me this year.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even on a roster for 90% of the season.
Exactly. And our whole team was like, this is the year, we're 1 year closer, if you're a part of the Mojo, it's a family, like we text about anything and everything, you family, it's just a whole family. And
has there been a lot of talk between you guys since then?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know everybody went to UF together, and
Yeah,
most of you guys kind of played together there. But even since then,
Yeah.
still, yeah.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
good to hear.
But it feels great finally getting over the hump. But we were hunting, now we're the hunted. It's Tom Brady was asked a while ago, "What's your favorite ring?" And he always said the next one. And there's a team that wears army green, maybe called the Bombers, who knows, that have 2 championships, and they're the only team to have 2 and go back to back.
Yeah.
And
just remember, it was Paul that got you the
team's
second.
team's pretty good.
it was Paul.
Hey, team effort. I ain't
It's
saying
a
it
team
was me.
effort,
Team effort.
Championships are a team accomplishment, but there's some, everything has to fall into place for a championship, and, I've heard some noise already saying, "Oh, well, we have the same fire. Oh, the Thunderbirds are getting better. Look what the Melonheads just did. Don't count out the Bombers. Look at everyone forgets about the Purge, and it's like, block out all the noise.
I mean, the Purge have maybe one of the best 1-2 combinations.
Exactly,
One,
and
two punches
it's
on the mound.
it's like, we got to go in and we got to beat the teams. Games have yet to be played, and gotta keep going, gotta stay hungry. So
Yeah, that's gonna be the biggest thing going into the next season. Is you look at, if obviously the schedule is not made, we don't even know the teams yet, and we don't have the divisions drawn or anything. But I guarantee it doesn't matter. You put any team down in any week of any schedule, and you're going to look at that and be like, yeah, we got to fight for a win here, because nothing is going to be a given anymore.
I mean, there was that stretch that the Kings went on when they came alive.
Yeah.
And what they took out.
they beat
They beat the top 3 teams in the league.
Yeah.
back in 3 consecutive weeks.
So I mean, it's legitimate, and then use like what you just said, Paul Pugh, back in the playoffs, anybody can hit, anybody in one night can be a stud.
Yeah. And everybody has an ace now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody's got an ace.
Yeah, you look up and down, all 8 teams have it. Have a guy that can give you a win at any given night, and which is great to see. I absolutely love that. Makes it a lot harder for me,
Makes it more competitive
for everybody, but I like that. It does make it a little bit more fun. So, another question for you, both of you guys. Totally off topic of wiffle ball, but coming up, we're 2 weeks away. There's a Christmas tree right here.
Christmas.
Are you guys excited for Christmas? I know you got kids. You guys got any big plans?
Same old plans I've had for the past 14, 15 years.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, I mean it's gotten to the point now where me and Katie have bought this house, and we host. So I mean, you've been here. I mean, it's your first time here and your second time here, but we host, so I don't have to go nowhere.
That's always nice. I got to run around everywhere.
I will say this though: you trade traveling like that for having to clean.
That's true.
And then you're cleaning things that nobody's going to see or care about, but and so you got to do it. So it's like
100%. I
mean, it's it's just like it's aggravating, but at the same time, at the end of the day, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, Christmas Eve is at my Uncle Mike's. Christmas Day's here. Day after Christmas is at Katie's sister's, and she's just right across town. So it's hop, skip, and a jump. It's easy.
Yeah, that's nice. I mean, I'm busy. Busy on Christmas. We have Monday night at one family's house. Christmas Eve we have literally is a whole day affair with me and my mom and her side of the family, and then Christmas Day is our family, then my wife's family, and then my dad's family. So it's like, oh my God, it's crazy. It's gonna be a long 3 days, especially with a 3-year-old and a not even 1-year-old. Like, yeah, it's gonna be. Thanksgiving was tough, and I can only imagine what 2 weeks will bring. But it's Christmas time, and I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, getting myself another one of these MO WIFF jackets, one of these hats. Look at it! If you're watching on YouTube, Q got the new MO WIFF hat, which has the logo on it. You can find it in our team store. I'm excited. I know. I told a couple of I told my mother-in-law, hey, here's my Christmas list.
That's what I did.
It's just all pictures of stuff on the MO WIFF store.
I did the same thing.
you'll see next year.
I may or may not have strongly emphasized somebody to buy a specific hoodie on the website.
Yeah, there you go. See, it's gonna be great. We're all gonna be looking good next season. More stuff's gonna come out soon. Yeah, I know. I keep saying it, but
can we get some MO WIFF Crocs on there?
maybe.
Is that possible?
Actually, I think it might be.
That'd be badass.
Maybe we can look here in a little bit.
Dude, that'd be awesome.
There's a lot of different things. I've been working with some different stuff, and it's been fun. So more stuff to come out on that soon. But again, I just want to thank everyone for listening over the past however long it's been. I did just get our Spotify Wrapped for the MO WIFF account, and I was pleasantly surprised at how many people actually enjoyed listening to me and Rory, and we're in the top. Like, we were the top podcast for, I think it was one person. Might have been three. 1 to 3, I don't remember. But we were the top podcast for some people, and for the lack of podcasts that we produced over the year, made me feel really good that you're getting on Spotify just to listen to us. So thank you guys. Thanks for allowing me to be the host, and more importantly, thank you two for taking this over. I'm very excited to see what you guys can do.
Right.
So
We're excited.
yeah. So let's. You want to pause? Or you want to keep rolling?
Let's pause. Just pause for a second.
All right, Cam. Now it's time for us to interview you.
Let's go.
So we're taking over. All right. So
we got cookies and everything down here. Let's go.
We're
rolling.
We're
now.
ready. We're ready to rock and roll. So one thing I've always wanted to know is your league story.
Yep.
I've heard it from pretty much a whole perspective between you and former Commissioner Josh Rogers.
Yep.
But I want it from the Cam Smith perspective.
Yeah, so I'll just do like a quick little recap, everybody. Especially because we probably have a lot of new listeners coming in. But pretty simple story is, started from way back when we were me and Cole. Everybody knows Cole. He's the captain of the Mambas. We played all the time, backyard. Then me, Cole, and Josh, who was our coach, we started playing in a banquet center parking lot right by my house, and Andrew was a part of that. Jake was a part of that. Then we found a league in O'Fallon, and we all played together in the league. And then everybody knows where that kind of went. And so me and Josh decided, hey, let's just start our own thing. So me, Josh, and mainly Cole too. He was a big part of starting this up. We just started our own league and just started asking people to join, people that we knew, people we didn't know. We put out ads on Facebook and everything else, and we got going. Josh was the head of everything, and without Josh, this does not get anywhere. He was the one pushing all the buttons to get everything. Me and Cole were just mainly me, but Cole was also part of it. But we were just, what about this? What about this? What about this? But it was mainly Josh, coming up, especially getting the sponsors, everything else. Got season 1 rolling. We barely got enough guys to fill every team, which was great. And then first year,
characters.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did, and it was awesome. The first year was so much fun, but then year 2 it was so much better. We started real slow. We didn't even have video for our first couple of weeks. I think we had a GoPro just sitting up. There was no live stream, no nothing. Like right. It was literally just a GoPro just set off on the side, barely getting any film. To where we are now, that's crazy. With all that we do. Year 2, huge success again. We had the whole redraft league, adding 2 teams, made it so much more fun, more competitive too. Especially getting guys coming in, like both of yourselves, coming in season 2. And then season 3, it just seems like forever ago, but also seems like yesterday.
Yeah.
But season 3 was a lot of fun too. It was like our first real draft of like rookies. We had rookies in year 2, but it was a whole redraft, so it wasn't like you were just adding just rookies to your team. It was adding more people. But I think that's where we found our consistent stance. And then in season 3 is when Josh kind of stepped down. and it was kind of a no-brainer for me that I was going to take over. And I absolutely love this. I got this question from somebody a couple weeks ago. If this is what I plan to do, like if I plan to be the commissioner long term, or if this is something that I see passing off to somebody, I'll be the first to say, I want to stay here. This is what I want to do. I love doing this. Sam's been the commissioner of his league for, 22 years?
22? Yeah.
I think we just hit... I think we just did
2022 says 20 seasons.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So, 22 seasons is crazy to even think about. I'm not even trying to go there.
You've been alive.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
I'm not even trying to go that far, but I'm taking it year by year. And I just I really just love what we've built here, and from just playing all the time to now running everything for the last 2 years, really just a year and a half. This is like my first like true off season, or is it not? I don't remember. It's all kind of just...
This be your second off season.
Yeah, second off season. I was saying, it all kind of just runs together. But second off season, but now I've had more time to prepare and kind of have a plan, and I'm really looking forward to season 5. This is going to be, I think, our biggest and best year. I think it's going to be our most competitive year. From what we started with, if you look at our very first videos to the videos that we're putting out of our last championship series, night and day difference. You would not, no one would have thought 5 years ago this is what we were doing. This is just absolutely crazy. So thank you to everyone that's been a part of it, that's helped along the way. Can't do it without every single one of you. But man, it's been a lot of fun, and I'm excited to see what the story says for the next however many years that we can continue to do this.
Cam, we just want to say thank you for all the work you do. I mean, showing up the field very early, setting up, getting it ready.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the best Wiffle Ball leagues out there.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
In terms of talent and everything. And to jump off that, there is so much high-end talent in this league.
Yeah.
I mean, the award races, outside of some of them, were very tight this year. And there's only been 2 people to win our coveted Cy Wiffle Award. This is your second one this year. What is different about this one compared to the first one?
You know, it's a great question. The first one came in year 1. Obviously, we had a lot of new players and not as experienced pitchers, especially. We had a lot of really good pitchers. We had a whole different count. We had 2 strikes, which was insane. But we also, we played more innings. We played more games. I gave up 1 run in the regular season that year. It was a whole different level of dominance that year, not only from me, but from a lot of people, but especially from me that year when you look at the numbers. Yeah, Sam had more strikeouts, but he had more innings. But if you look at, strikeouts per 9 or per 7 or whatever it was, I was higher. It was crazy. I was so healthy. It was awesome. I pushed it way too far by playing in other leagues and doing so much other thing, thinking, well, I'm not going to get hurt. And bang, I get hurt. And still able to produce at a high level for the next 2 seasons. Obviously, my pitching was a big reason why we won the championship in season 2, even though Jordan had a better, regular season pitching. But last year, still in the top 3, but obviously wasn't as good, a lot of it because of the injuries. This year, I think what's different and what is almost a little bit more rewarding winning this is not only have I been away from this award for 2 years, but battling through the injuries still this year. It's just more rewarding, the fact that I got the win, knowing I'm not at my best, but finding new ways to change my game, to change my approach. I don't have to throw mid-90s anymore to get hitters out. I can change speeds. I can hit my locations. I can know the hitter, know what he's expecting, and throw something different. That has allowed me, I think, to just become a better pitcher. Now, if I can just match the two, be healthy, and take all the stuff that I've learned over the past couple of years, I think it would it'd be even better. But way different this time, just based on the fact that I don't, year one, I was throwing. Like I didn't have to really think a lot. And now it's a lot more prep.
The first pitch that I had against you, that you had against me at least, it was a riser in my face.
He also hit me in the face in my first game.
I've hit a lot of people in the face.
You've hit me in the face probably like 2-3 times.
Yeah, well, that happens.
It happens.
But
It's all right.
But that is just what's different. And another thing that's different too, and what makes it a little bit more rewarding as well, is the fact that there are so many other good pitchers in our league. There's Jordan Smith, who's won it twice in a row. Sam had a fantastic season on the mound, tied me in wins this year. I did get, triple crown pitching stats, wins, strikeouts, and ERA. But, I was tied with Sam for wins. I want to say I was tied for ERA, maybe, I don't remember. But you have those guys. You have Jackson Crosley, who's pitched really well. You have just a long list. Kayla Schweiger. Colin Wilkerson had a fantastic season this year. A lot of guys that just, compared to season one when I won, it is a lot harder to win the award now than it was back then. So, very rewarding and a little bit more proud of this one. And obviously getting the award with it now. Actually having a physical award. It makes it a little bit better too, because that's something we've done. The video will be out soon. Who knows? But we have awards for all of our award winners, and that'll be either new or passed around every year, and it'll be a little bit fun.
The award episode might not be out yet, but there's still, it don't matter if we announced every single award right here, right now. It does not take away from how fun
it was
that award ceremony
was. So good. It was so awesome.
I mean, I single-handedly one of my favorite moments we've ever had.
Yeah, it was awesome. I loved it. And I want that to be the trend going forward. Like, as a commissioner, those are the types of things that I want other people to see. That's why I keep inviting everyone to those big events.
Damn it, we should have got a big brown chair and Roger Goodell'd this.
Oh my God, that would have been great. That would have been great. And then get the booze in the background.
We need to get like a notepad and start writing these ideas down.
But those are the things, like, as a commissioner, I want other people in the league to realize that when we do the award ceremony, when we do the All-Star night, when we do the draft coming up in a little over a month, come to those events because they're so much fun. We have a great time. Our draft is going to be awesome this year. It's at Buffalo Wild Wings. We have our own private bar. It's going to be fun. So please come out and hang out with us, talk Wiffleball, hang out with everybody, meet some of the rookies, and we'll just get ready for Season 5. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Do you have what it takes, or do you think you have what it takes? Sign up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's
going to be fun. Even if you think you suck and you can't throw with a ball, you never know.
Spencer Foss never threw a wiffle ball until our tryout last year. We taught him at the tryout.
And he's now one of the best pitchers in the league.
He went to our national tournament this year and was phenomenal.
Was the best pitcher on the team.
Right. I mean, it's kind of crazy. I mean, you think, even, the age gap, right? There's people in their late 30s like me.
And there's someone that graduated high school in May.
Exactly. And then, possibly, potentially coming into the league this year, we got kids still in high school.
Yep.
So, it's definitely going to be something that plays so many different things. So, you've got the video to go look and see. You can see the people. You're not going to embarrass yourself because at the end of the day, it's all about having
You
fun.
will embarrass yourself. I embarrass myself.
We can make a whole reel of me embarrassing myself in one game. And it lasts for an hour. But
Cole's been the best hitter in the league, one of the best hitters in the league for the last 4 years. He gets embarrassed.
If you can be sitting on the ground and have a line drive hit right at you, and you still miss it, sign up.
That was an all-time moment. Fumbled the bag over here, Q.
A moment in history. He said, if you guys get up, I forget what he said after that. He goes, guys, get up. I'm not going to like you or something like that. hits it right to me.
Right
Right in
Dude,
your hands.
It was the
Dropped
funny,
it.
It might be the funniest damn thing I've seen. in
I'll
a
have to go
long
back and
time.
like clip that because that's
It was demoralizing.
Oh man. Well, I mean, not to get deter too off topic here. I mean, you've talked about back a topic on you a little bit.
yeah.
You talk about the injuries.
Yep.
All right. We talk about the youth of the league and everything. You're not a spring chicken anymore.
No.
Right? You don't bounce back the way you used to. But at the same time, you're coming off the injury. You won you got the Wiffle and everything. What got you back there? What is the stuff you did? Like if the kids are watching,
Yeah.
what should the kids be doing to A, take care of their arm, and B, things that they can do to make sure that they're not hurting themselves?
Number one is luck. I've been very lucky.
I'm trying to stay away from that one, but all right.
No, but that, I mean, honestly, I've been very lucky that, I kind of just have like a rubber arm for majority of my career playing wiffle ball. I couldn't throw a baseball hard to save my life. Even with the Crow app, I could not. But somehow with the wiffle ball, I was able to sling it a little bit harder. I think one of the things, especially that I didn't do in season 1, I really probably didn't much at all. But going into, I guess I did a little bit, but really since getting hurt, one of the biggest things I do is my pregame routine, is taking care of my arm before I start throwing has been significant, because I used to just pick up a ball, throw it as hard as I can, like 15 times at the backstop, standing 2 feet away from it. Okay, I'm loose. My arm's good. I'm ready to go throw it. And it worked for a long time. But the more and the more and the more I did that, it just blew my arm up, and the inflammation in my shoulder is the problem. I can no longer get a full like circular rotation on my shoulder because there's just a huge knot built up in my shoulder. That's where the injury is. The MRI and the X-ray showed nothing wrong. There's something wrong. I just don't know what it is. And I'm not just going to keep spending money for doctors to have me try to figure it out, because they don't want to tell you hey, this is what's wrong. They were like, well, what are you feeling? And no, I went to physical therapy, not last year before, and then just took what I learned there, built that into my pregame routines. Like, you'll see me before a game, I have a 10-pound weight, and I'm out there doing shoulder presses. I got the bands. I'm out there stretching with the bands.
You throw
I
footballs
throw the
around.
football. I throw the baseball or the softball. Me and Andrew used to play long toss all the time. Loved that. That kind of got hard to do. It kind of hurt a little bit. And there are some other things that maybe I shouldn't share with.
You're taking care of yourself in every medical way possible.
Yeah. Maybe some arm candy every once in a while. On the other nights, maybe it's a few beers and that helps loosen it up, or actually just helps me maybe not feel it as much.
Helps you forget about it
Yeah.
momentarily. But you're of legal age. That's okay.
Yeah. But I think one of the main things too is
Disclaimer.
I used to throw bullpens in the off season. I no longer do that. I really try to just save everything I can for the games. I know my accuracy. I know what I have to do on the mound. I can trust myself enough now to where I don't need those things anymore. And I think that helps too. Is like I've just done that so many times where it's muscle memory. I can pick up a ball just by feel, know exactly what it's going to do, and trust that instead of really having to like work on it before the game. I limit myself during the game too. Everybody likes their warm-up pitches. Technically, you're only supposed to get 4 per inning to keep the game moving. That's what a lot of people don't realize. The rule is not to hurt somebody. It's to keep the game moving, because you watch like other Wiffle Ball leagues, guys will throw like 20 warm-up pitches, and it takes forever. We only have 50 minutes to play a game. So that's why we made it 4 warm-up pitches per inning. I only throw 3. And that's it.
Special.
It's a superstition thing. 3 is my number. That's why I do it.
I didn't think of
And you know, if I need something beforehand, maybe I'll do it off on the side, you know, with the band or whatever. But those types of things, the whole workout beforehand. I have one of those flex bar, flex blades or whatever. I use that. That helps a lot too. So you'll see me there, friggin' using that all throughout the game. I have a massage gun I use all the time. Getting an ice bath, and like, I know, like, me and my wife have talked about it. If we're not getting one for Christmas, we're buying one for Christmas for ourselves, and hopefully that helps because I've heard a lot of good things with inflammation.
You ever
with
try
that. So, like,
I think they're called
Epsom salt?
Yeah, I used to do that when I played football.
A lot of different things that, you know, I've looked up. TikTok is great to look up some stuff to kind of see what works best for you for stretching your arm and watching some of the like professionals talk about what to do. So anything I can to just kind of save my arm, but also, you know, I didn't do it this year, and maybe that's why, you know, at UWIS I didn't have the tournament I wanted to have. Was I threw a lot more in the regular season than I wanted to. I think spacing it out really. I think that was a huge part, especially at the beginning of the year. I wasn't throwing every week. I was giving breaks, letting my other guys pitch, and then really allowing the schedule and the bye weeks to kind of help out with that. So if I had to throw back-to-back weeks, it hurt. It hurt a lot worse than if I had 2 to 3, maybe 4 weeks off. So hopefully that can be the case going forward with our pitching staff. I know I have a good plan with the Bombers coming up this year. And you'll see a lot more. Hopefully Johnny won't break any more bones, please. This kid is fragile.
Oh, my God.
Johnny.
He was showing up to the award ceremony in the sling. Dude, you were holding something, slammed it around. What the hell did you do now?
Yeah. So
oh my gosh.
If I can keep Johnny in plastic wrap, or bubble wrap, and plastic
in the
sounds bad.
house.
It was this texture. But yeah, no. As long as if he can stay healthy, and then I love what I saw from Tommy at the end of the season. Gonna get him some more pitching opportunities, and then maybe we'll see what happens with the draft if someone falls to us. Maybe we take a chance, but I really like the 3 that we have going into this year, and hopefully that can kind of spread me out a little bit, and we can save the arm a little bit more that way as well.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're talking, you know, we've brought up, you know, how pitching's changed, you know, through everything. But, I mean, just the evolution of the pitching has been absolutely massive.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
absolutely.
even in the 3 years that I've been here.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I came from a different league where, you know, at times that was difficult. Mm-hmm. And then I stepped foot down in MO WIFF. I mean, it was like, welcome to the big leagues. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it got crazy. But, I mean, even since then now, it's like, still every year, every damn year, there's a new crop that comes in. And, I mean, you know, we'll talk more in later episodes about, you know, talking about the pre-draft and who we've got and everything. But, I mean, you know, the evolution of the pitching, I mean, so how important is that to the league for it to continue to grow?
Extremely, because...
And I'm throwing a curveball here, do you think the hitting needs to evolve for the league to grow?
I think both are. And I think you've seen it. There's a lot of good hitters in this league. And it's now becoming... The pitching is gotten more dominant, and you would think the stats have gone down, but I think with our rule of the lob pitch, I think has helped. Guys got to throw more strikes. Guys are hitting more strikes. Guys are getting better. The more reps you see, the better you get. Yeah. I think the biggest thing for our pitching evolutions, like the first question you asked, is it's extremely important for the league, because if our pitching doesn't evolve and we don't have more pitchers, you're going to see guys try and throw more, like I did, and get hurt more. We've had a couple injuries, you know, me, Josh, Andrew's kind of worn out. You need depth pitching. You can't just ride out one guy all season long. It's not going to work anymore, especially because guys are going to get to see you more. Guys are going to get to know you more. They're going to hit you. That's also another thing is guys are learning on both sides. Experience has played a huge part in the growth and evolution of both sides of the ball over the past 4 years. The film that we have out there, all the videos, people see, people watch. Guys in the league watch those. They pick up tendencies on pitchers, on hitters. Every single one of those things goes into how much better can I be as a hitter or a pitcher. And it only just makes it the depth even harder. That's why it's so hard for captains right now to build rosters, because they're like, there's just so many players. There's so many good players too. And the more we have in the league, the better it is. But like I said, like Spencer Foss knew nothing,
Right.
and has now become a very, very good pitcher and has learned a lot. Imagine him next year. Imagine him in 2 years. Obviously, guys have had a sophomore slump. Dutton didn't have maybe as dominant of a year in his second year as he did the first year. That happens. Still very good year. But guys are going to fall off. Guys are going to come back. New guys are going to come in. It's going to keep changing, but guys are going to continue to get better. And I think that's the biggest thing. We need it for the league to grow, to keep going. And from my eyes, I don't see any reason why it's not going to continue.
Gotcha. Okay. So let's use this final question here, and let's use as your sign off here.
Yeah.
All right. You know, you've been doing this for 2 years now. I know this is a question you've known that this question was coming.
I get this question a lot.
You,
I feel like
I warned you of this question beforehand. Where do you go? I mean, where do you go from here? Like, what, you know, I know you've been hinting, but I mean, give us a little tease.
So
give us a little something that might be coming down the pipe.
Is this more
that hasn't been announced yet?
This is more of a league.
More of a league.
So where do we go from here?
You're not going to have this platform anymore to talk about it.
Yeah. So where do we kind of go from here? As a league, where does Mo WIFF go from here? Up, hopefully.
Great answer.
No, I think there's just a lot of really good things. It starts with season 5. It is getting this new these new rookies in and building. Not a ton is going to really change, I think, next year. Obviously, we haven't had our front office meeting yet about certain rules that need to be changes. I'm sure there might be a few tweaks to a couple rules, but nothing major going into next year. But I think the biggest thing that everybody asks is there going to be an expansion in the future? Everybody wants it. Everybody keeps asking about it. And I'll tell you all right now, in our front view right now, no. There's not going to be an expansion, and it's not because we don't want it. We would absolutely love to have 9. It can work. You can have a league with 9. Sam does it. You can have 3 divisions. Or 10 teams. It would be great. We would absolutely love to do it. Logistically, right now, it's impossible. With the field that we have, not having 2 fields, only having a certain time crunch, it is impossible. I don't want to shorten the season in the amount of games wise. This season ran very long time frame wise, but we had the same exact season the year before, and we were done in August.
Yeah.
So there were national tournaments, holidays, and rainouts.
That was
a huge thing.
I think we jinxed it because we talked about we haven't had any rainouts.
Yeah.
We haven't had any rainouts. And then somebody said, I don't remember who, said, watch next year, we're going to have 10 rainouts.
Yeah. So, and then the field change would, affected that a little bit as well. But just where we're at, in season 1, we played a 20-game schedule, and it was awesome. We loved it, especially for the stats. Now we play a 17-game schedule. You play everybody in the league once. You play your teams in your division
3 times.
Or so you play everybody twice, the doubleheader. But then the teams in your division, you play a total of 3 times. It's a perfect schedule for us. I don't want to have to take games away and shorten it even more. That was a big thing that when we started the league was we wanted to have a longer season, but a summer-long season instead of an 8-week schedule that we played in our other league. It sucked.
Yeah.
And it's not worth it. It's not worth your money. It's not worth your time to do that. So we want the full experience, and that's one thing that I will, hold on is where the value comes in our league. Also, another question I've got is, from not necessarily from players in our league, but hey, why don't we raise the price since we're doing so much and we're doing so well, to kind of get more money generated into the league?
I'll say I asked it. I mean, I said I even asked it. Even not bumping up exponentially.
Yeah.
But when it adds up, it just adds up and kind of gives us
exactly
more freedom. But I loved your answer, and I'm so glad. So glad you're better to hit on
it. And the reason why we do that is when we started this league, it was because we were tired of paying out of our butt to play. We want this to be as cheap as possible. I would love to have this free, where players don't have to pay a league fee. Obviously, we have to because we have to. we
have operating costs.
We have to pay the bills. We have to pay the lights. We have to pay the field. But I would love for the players' only expense to be jerseys, to be merch. That's the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
And where do we go from here? That's the goal, is to get that price down for our players, not up. I feel if it goes up any higher, it's $375 per team.
Right.
Which we year one we did that, and every team had 5 players. Now you can have up to 8 players. So that already is driving the price down. Some teams even pay for their players, which, sorry, not mine. I'm not rich. I have two little kids. But that is the ultimate goal. This is a fun game that we get to play, and why should we make it more? I don't want to make this a business per se. I just want to give everybody an opportunity to come play, have fun, drink some beers, be with your friends, be with us, hang out all night. That's one thing I love about how we've always played in these wiffle ball leagues is it's my night out of the house. A lot of people have softball or bowling leagues, or you shoot pool, certain things to get out of the house. This is my get out of the house one night a week, hang out with the boys, enjoy myself, have a couple beers, and not worry about work, not worry about screaming kids, even though I love them. But those things, this is my getaway and in my my passion, and I just want to continue to do that. So not saying expansion is never going to happen, but right now it is just impossible. We have a hard time getting people there to help run the games with stats, with the broadcast, which I know we don't need, but we like that.
Enjoyable.
Yeah.
It is enjoyable. We need to keep the stats, but field setup is another thing. And if we have 2 fields set up right now, we just don't have the manpower to do it. And
hell, we can't even have people stick around to help pick up and pick them up as we go.
Exactly. So
enough people.
As much as I would love to expand and keep everybody in the league and add more people, unfortunately, logistically, it just doesn't work out. But that who's to say? In a couple of years, we don't come across something that allows us to do that. But as of right now, it's just unfortunate. But at least we still have what we have, and I think is a really good product. So
yeah, for sure,
can't be mad about that.
Oh.
Hey, I mean, that's it for me, Cam. Just want to say appreciate you being on here. It's been great.
Absolutely, I appreciate it, and thank you guys for doing this. I'm excited to see where it goes, and it'll be fun.
Alrighty.
Good luck going forward, and we'll have fun with it.
Always great
right?
to see you.
Enjoy these things because these are fun.
Well, we're gonna. So don't worry, you're not done with us. You're not done with us.
Oh no,
this
you'll be
offseason.
back.
Yeah.
We got some different things planned to where we're gonna have some fun.
I got to be on at least one more time before the season starts. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh, then
you got to have your commissioner's address.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
If that can play in the background of us talking.
Yeah.
No,
Address the nation.
Absolutely.
Address your Wiffle Ball Nation.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Address the Mo WIFF Nation.
No, man.
All right, boys.
All right.
All right. Cool.
Good seeing you.
So the time has come.
We're here, Brian.
It's our show, bro.
We made it.
It's our show. So this is going to be a short segment. All right, we've already taken up enough of everybody's time tonight. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. I know it was teased and everything. I hope everybody's happy. If you're not happy, well, if you got my number, you can text me. You can text Q if you got Q's number.
Don't text me.
Okay, never mind. You can text me. That's fine. I can ignore it. that is what it is. But no, man, I mean, what me and Q have talked about, we've kind of developed where we want this to be more regular. I mean, obviously, like we've joked around earlier on, we don't have as much going on in our lives as say Rory and Cam did, or as anybody else. So we get to kind of have a little bit of fun. But something we can promise is the fact we are going to have more regular episodes. We've got this plated out right now to where, but in the off season here on out, we're looking at going about every 2 weeks. We are potentially going to take a holiday break, through Christmas, and New Year's potentially. But with our draft with our spring training coming up on January 12th, our draft on January 26th, there's tons of content that can be filled in between there. Me and Q, we're gonna have playful little segments. We'll get into those as more of the season comes closer. You'll kind of get to see some stuff.
We're doing Mount Rushmores. We're doing Family Feuds. We're having a blast.
We're having Family Feud.
Oh, we have to. We have to have like mini games, bro.
Totally down for that. Totally down. And I mean, there's gonna be things that there might be a clipboard here where when we have random thoughts, we're gonna write that shit down. Because guess what? We're kind of doing this by the seat of our pants. We have an outline, but not a script. And that's kind of the way that this is going to go. We're going to have weekly guests. When we get into the regular season, it'll probably be more around kind of the player of the week. That way we can definitely get some feel for, the love for the people that really had a hell of a week and kind of showing off what they did. And then every once in a while, we may have a random third person in the chair. Q might not be able to be here. I might not be able to be here, even though we're in my house. But you know what? That's fine. We'll figure that out. But our goal is to bring this live and in living color and in person. Mm-hmm. All right? So, I mean, that is what our goal is going to kind of be, which is a different dynamic than what we've currently had.
We're going to do it here. We can do it at Catch-22 Miracle Field. We can do it in a car. We can do it in Hometown Cup in Indiana, UWIFs in Pennsylvania. Wherever we're going, the podcast is coming with us.
Ooh, that sounds fun. But just to give a mini preview, you want to tell them about what our next episode? You want to spoil it?
Yeah. So the next episode is going to be a one-on-one or one-on-two interview with MVP, Triple Crown winner. I mean,
the man, the myth, the legend.
Your favorite wiffle ball player's favorite wiffle ball player, Sam Skivvy. Then we'll hit the spring training, the draft. We're going to try and catch up with all the captains and then get to everyone's favorite podcast, the Predictions Podcast, where me and Brian will go in-depth into the teams, who we think the awards are going to be, and who we think is going to win the Season 5 championship.
I like it.
Yeah.
We're excited. I'm excited. I know you're excited. So it's definitely gonna be a wild ride, and by all means, I know we joke around about the texting, but if you guys got an idea and you want to run it by us, don't hesitate. You know how to get a hold of us in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, you could text me. Just don't
expect a response.
Yeah, I'll give you a thumbs up or something.
It might take 8 hours whenever you have an important question and have to go see him in person to get an answer.
Yeah,
but you know what happens. But other than that, we're signing off for the night. You guys, if you don't hear from us or see us before the holidays, you guys have a very happy holiday season. And from our family to yours.
Peace out from Bar O'Brien.